game day sigh of relief for the Tar Heels is Matt Wright, 20 in blue. He's their best defender. He's a player that creates offense in transition for the Heels as well.
North Carolina gets free and scores early. Syracuse, rather. A surprise as they jump on the board in their first offensive possession, and it's Jacob Buttermore. They need to get production from a lot of these other pieces at midfield, and they start already on a good note today.
This is a big-time move by Buttermore in terms of hitting the back of the net because he's a lefty. They scout him as a lefty, right? So they force him to go to his right, and he just uses that pick, right? That pick gives him that extra step right here. Curry drops the pick, and that frees up his hands. But Buttermore is a left-handed player. A couple seasons ago, he had 20 goals. And it benefits him down the stretch in terms of his pro prospect.
Carolina's got the advantage. Oh, quick pass inside and a score with the shovel. Dewey Egan, who gets the start. Now, we talked about Evan Egan as a defender, his younger brother, not small. Not, we talk about big brother. Dewey's the bigger of the brothers. Yeah. He's huge at that attack line, but he got the start today, and it pays off immediately for Coach Bresci.
He's one of the top recruits in the land a season ago. And when he decided to follow his brother to North Carolina, you were getting a big physical presence with soft hands. I watched him play in high school. Like, this guy is not one of those players that just uses his size to his advantage. He has this. He's just a little too close.
This North Carolina right. Chris Gray's going to steal it. He's going to get an easy goal. That is an unforced error that if you're a Syracuse Orange team, you just cannot commit those types of mistakes. Number 4 is riding. He's going to kill you.
The best attackman in the country ride the hardest. Chris Gray didn't even have to ride hard on that one. If you watch the Orange, the self-destruction over the course of the season, it's been plays like this. Just unacceptable, right? You have to make that pass. And also, if you think that it's a tough one there, the last thing you want to do as a defender is to throw it to the middle of the field. Because if you don't connect there...
Kelly hits the pipe, gets his own rebound. Couldn't get a shot off as the defense converged, but now Egan is there to finish it off.
He's got 2. Just a freshman, limited playing time. Heading into today's contest, the Heels were struggling to find the back of the net the last few weeks. Well, put in the big top recruit, Dewey Egan. He'll get it done.
Carolina with the substitution patterns. Look out here. Gray shoots and scores. Forget about that. Time and room for him to pick his spots.
Kennedy has to know when Gray's on a wing. If the ball's behind, and Brett Kennedy's had a fantastic season, but when you watch the tape on Chris Gray, his catch and shot ability to catch and to cock it back and let it fly, rules don't apply when Chris Gray is on the opposing team. Like, you have to start out on him. You can't be that in tight if you're Brett Kennedy.
Grant Murphy picked up the loose ball, but it ends up in the back of the net as Bresci, on a day when he's the subject of relaxing with Paul Carcaterra, takes advantage of this situation. His 3rd of the year.
Straight toughness, one of the emotional leaders of this team. Your superstar, Chris Gray, absolutely crushes the top portion of the goal.
But you got to put yourself in the conversation, and in order to do that, you're going to have to win out if you're Syracuse.
Got to be 500.
Dordovic. Wow. How did he get free to score?
He's incredible. I think he has the most aggressive plant foot in college lacrosse. He stops on an absolute dime. And what he does is he gets a defender to bite to the middle of the field, top side, to create that underneath roll. He goes so hard. You see that jab to the top portion, right, to the middle. Everyone, he's dodging hard to the middle of the field. As a defender, you want to close the middle of the field. The problem is his change of direction.
A lot of interesting intrigue and great lacrosse to be played in the next 3 weeks before Selection Sunday.
Yeah, I've said I think this ACC will end up with 3 teams, but there could be some bid stealers.
Carolina scores. Cole Herbert getting some contributions from players other than number 4, and that's huge for them.
You remember I mentioned in the first quarter they need perimeter players outside of Chris Gray to step up. One way you can be a productive perimeter player is by dodging from the outside. The other way is to stretch a defense with a hammer of a shot like this. This was the type of shot that William Perry was hitting last year in the ACC. Started slow, but had to go against guys like James Riley from Georgetown and Weirman from Maryland, like some of the best guys in the country. But then he found his groove. He settled in as a freshman. He was over 50% against Naso and LaSalle.
Oh my goodness, Dordovic. I mean, that extra move, that jab step with the left to get free on the right. Come on.
This guy's unbelievable, and he's going to come back to Syracuse for a 6th year because he had an injury season and COVID. But next year, PLL teams are going to be salivating to get Tucker Dordovic because he makes plays all over the field.
Final 15 seconds. Seabold trying to pick up another one. Scores! Curry back from injury, finds the back of the net. That's a juice goal for the Orange with 3.5 left to go in this first half.
When he got hurt in the first quarter, I thought he was done. Just the way, the body language, right, with him and Dordovic.
Yeah.
Dordovic was there for the emotional support. He's back, and he's pounding corners. Look at the accuracy on the shot, too. Sets his feet. That is perfect at midfield. I asked him who was the guy that he felt could take that next step. Player with the ball right here, Cole Herbert.
Working on Dami. Now behind to Tillman. Dami will take a swipe as Tillman comes upfield to Gray. Kennedy and Gray. It's been a great matchup all day. 4 in blue, 11 in orange. Gray has it. Back up top to Herbert. 14 to shoot. Carolina scores. Solomon. Get Solomon running out of the box. Get him shooting from the outside.
This is where Syracuse struggled against Cornell. Off-ball defense, right? And showing and sliding and timing the slides. So Cole Herbert has the ball right here, but Alexo like drifts with him. And when 48 in orange drifts with him, he leaves Solomon wide open. And there wasn't a pick there. Alexo has to continue to stay with his man.
Tillman. To Gray up top. Trying to work a pick. Gets free from Kennedy, so now he's got a short stick on him. Great pass and a goal. Great look from Chris Gray to Lance Tillman, and he buries it on the doorstep.
On the other side of the field, they're sliding early to Tucker Dordovic, right? And they're forcing him to be a passer. You can't force Chris Gray to be a passer, so the slide comes. He's got eyes behind his head, the sixth sense and the vision and awareness to understand where defensive pressure is, and then
Schertzinger, Kelly, Tillman. He gets a little extra space. Tough angle. Scores! Nicky Solomon. Well, that might be his spot from now on.
wow. You want to shut off Chris Gray, you better be prepared. And you're daring the other 5 players on the Carolina extra man unit to make a play. Well, from the outside today, in the third quarter specifically, Nikki Solomon is shredding it.
Off.
Normally, I'd be really comfortable with this matchup if I'm UNC, but not with the health of Matt Wright. I think Curry could have maybe even tested him a little.
Right, a little over and back. Unforced error from Syracuse as Curry tried to force the pass a bit. Gray, oh, look out. Oh! Initially defended, but Gray with the strength and the poise to not let that affect him. And he beats Gavin for the hat trick.
This is incredible. This move has a little bit of everything in it, right? He catches the ball, the little hitch at first, he thinks he has the jump shot, but he feels Murphy's presence. So in the middle of that jump shot, right there, he decides, well, you know what, I'm gonna continue to get to the middle of the field.
Here's Kennedy, that's the guy you wanted. You wanted in his cross. A veteran, punt return. Still on his feet. Finds Dordovic. Oh! What a play by Kennedy and Dordovic! That's brilliant.
We just witnessed two incredible fast break goals by point men, meaning the first guy to touch the ball from the attack spot. Kennedy is in his comfort zone. That's where he made plays throughout the course of his career, in the middle of the field. But both guys throw a hard plant foot jab to get the defense to bite. He gets Matt Wright to completely bite on his right hand.
Dordovic, he's been starting the offense a lot right here from this spot. Up to Buttermore. Curry. Inside. That's a goal. That's too easy for Burt Whistle.
The two players who will demand attention and slides for Syracuse, 23, Tucker Dordovic, 16, Brendan Curry. The speed dodging and the two-handed game from 16 in orange is what separates him. So he has a short stick on him. North Carolina has to slide. You see how quickly they respect his dodging ability. Burt Whistle does a nice job following the slide.
Yeah.
That could be something.
More possessions. Tyre wanted a call, didn't get it. And another goal by Syracuse. That time it was Seabold.
One team has Jacob Fopp. One team has two very good face-off guys who are both nicked up. This is a huge advantage. That's why I said in the second quarter, if this is a 4-goal game in the second half, the game is not over because of Jacob Fopp. To make it, take it, Seabold just deals with that pressure from Matt Wright. And the second opportunity, but when you're staring down Colin Krieg, like I told you, if he has a clean look at you, and that's Dordovic, 95, 100 miles an hour, he's an elite stopper. You have to move him. You have to move him by ball movement, by quick dodges and changes his direction. Those step-down shots are tough to get past him.
Kelly on the short stick. Working a two-man with Gray behind the goal. To Gray. He's open and he scores!
Colin Krieg, the best player on that side of the field for Carolina all season long, gives another opportunity to the best player on the offensive end for Carolina, one of the most prolific scorers in NCAA history. Krieg stares it down, gobbles it up. Kelly, who's been all over the field as a midfielder today, goes behind the...
Heals with 6 seconds to get it across the midfield line, and Krieg thought he would do it all himself. Instead, he gives it away, and it's going to be a goal for Syracuse. Burt Whistle makes Krieg pay for that mistake, and Syracuse still hanging in there.
You see him on me, that's me. He'll step up, he'll answer the bell. He'll steal one later in this game. But this is a big, big mistake. I tell you, if you throw the ball to the middle of the field, if you're in
20 seconds to shoot. Solomon down the alley, has no angle. Schertzinger, look out, scores!
That's the third of the day for Nicky Solomon, and Coach Bresci and Coach Metzbauer, the offensive coordinator, mixing things up, putting Jacob Kelly and Nicky Solomon with some midfield runs, giving them some space, some breathing room, taking the pressure off them. And Solomon making the most of every opportunity. Off ball, the Heels are up by 3.
A couple of goals today. Here's Dordovic. Now Curry. Inside, Fiorini scores! Just the second goal of the year for the man-up specialist, so that's one, Clark.
Gary Gates clapping, and he knows he has Jacob Fopp with a full-time serve 2-minute penalty with over a minute left. The Orange could be on the extra man right away. Curry with the patience, too. I like this feed by Curry because he...
Dordovic. Buttermore. That's Seabold. Dordovic. Behind the back. Curry scores!
Wow! He's a senior. He was hurt in the first quarter. And he's not going away. He's part of the last 2 goals for the Orange. The assist to Fiorini on the 10th goal. This time, Dordovic behind the back. Curry, plant, rip, and shred.
Herbert got his left hand free. Tried to dump pass it inside of Tillman. It's a turnover. Murphy. Look at Gray riding. Murphy gets rid of it, though. This is dangerous. Here's Rice. Seabold, the extra pass. Score! Bird whistle!
Do you see in transition what the extra pass does? Against an elite goaltender like Colin Krieg, you are not going to stare him down and be successful. The quick passing. Chris Gray relentless on the ride. Murphy finds a way to corral that ball, and then the freshman Carter Rice knows this isn't my shot. Seabold with the one more. All that quick passing makes Colin Krieg have to rotate in the cage, and you get...
Syracuse fans are going to hear that pipe noise in their nightmares this year. Curry. He'll shoot. Scores! On the run! First lead since the first minute of the game for the Orange.
First quarter, he was injured. We thought we'd never see him again in this game. He responds with 2 goals and 1 assist. In this quarter alone, Dewey Egan, the freshman, can't handle it, gives Cuse some life. This is a 5th-year senior on a true freshman. He is going to go to the rack against... That was part of those directions by Coach Dave Petramalo, the defense coordinator. Press out, right? Active sticks. He makes that play, but the costly exchange.
Herbert, as Carolina tries to clear, they do to Tillman. No timeouts remaining for Coach Bresci.
Remember, Carolina has Chris Gray. That's all you need to know, right? Carolina has Chris Gray.
Kelly. Tillman scores!
Lance Tillman has been quiet this afternoon, known for jitterbug-type quickness, not range like that. So they're pressing out on Chris Gray. They don't want Chris Gray to get the ball. So Jacob Kelly comes up, and there's that early show, right? They slide to Jacob Kelly. Kelly understands that. The next man in the rotation is Lance Tillman, and a lot like Gray, you feel like they're going to shoot it in this.
Final half minute. Kelly. Two-man game with Gray. Now gets it to Gray. Comes upfield. He'll shoot and score! You gotta be kidding me!
It's the magic of Chris Gray. Could end his career the most prolific scorer in Division I lacrosse history, and I said about 2 minutes ago, UNC has Chris Gray. And Zach Tucci on one leg ties up Jacob Fopp enough for Schwartz to get this ground ball. They use the pick game, freeze up Gray just enough. And the jumper, the patented move of 4 and blue.
Drop possession. Can he hold it for the whistle? He does!